Today I'm going to go over something that professional gamers like Ninja do not want you to know. This is something that actually was really hard for me to find because they keep it so secret, because this is literally the reason why they're able to do what they do. Have you ever wondered why people like Ninja are good at not just Fortnite, but pretty much every game they play? I mean, even annoying people, at least to me, like Ali A. He was great at Call of Duty, then he's great at freaking Fortnite. He's literally good at every first-person shooter game. You ever wonder why that is? No matter what game it is, it seems like there are people that can just do everything. Today I'm going to show you a special tool that you can use to actually help train yourself to be able to be good in every single first-person shooter you play. This is episode 3 of our series. Be sure to watch the first 2 if you want to improve your Fortnite game and become a champion. So as always, before we get into this one, we're going to go over the basics of why this works and what you need to do to understand, because once you understand why it works, it makes it a lot easier to execute this. So when training, we discussed in our earlier episodes that you can become great at something by making more mistakes and by pinpointing your training, by really focusing your training. So let's look at another example today, weightlifting. A lot of us lift weights. If you don't, you probably should, or you're going to probably get overweight, get some diseases, you might die early. Let's think about this. Football, very popular sport in America. People love football. These big guys go to the gym, they pick up weights, they curl them, they push them up, they do bench presses, they do squats, they do all of these very specific exercises. But here's the question. How often do you see a football player standing out in the field doing curls? If you do, I think the guy might have some problems. How often do you see a football player doing squats? In fact, how often do you see a single athlete doing weight training on a field? The two are barely different. The two are very different. They're not the exact same thing, but the lessons that you're learning by pinpointing is able to be transitioned into your gameplay. So another example is actually something a lot of people don't understand. It's math. People hate math. They don't like doing it. When am I going to use this in real life? Calculus is stupid. I'm an engineer. I don't even use calculus. Well, like weight training, you're training your mind. So what you do in math is you're learning how to problem solve. You're learning how to think differently. Then you can apply that to other areas of your life. So I know it's kind of hard to understand. I know some of you hate math and you're like, please just get to the point. But the point needs to be you can pinpoint your training and then apply that to other areas in life. So today's training is the second most important thing in Fortnite, but arguably the most important thing when playing games is your aim. And as you can see from the footage, my aim's not great right now. I've never done this before, but I've known that I've struggled in the past. In order to get better aim, you need to pinpoint and practice, right? In a game, how often are you going to sit there and are you going to just aim in circles over and over and over? How often are you just going to shoot the same target hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times? Never. You're going to get one chance to kill a guy. You either kill him or you don't. Then you wait another 10 minutes to get back into a game or fight again. But if you improve the amount of mistakes you make and the amount of failure you have, that's forcing you to learn more and more. So this entire process is around forcing yourself to fail in a very specific way, similar to how your muscles fail when you lift, or your mind fails when you mess up a math problem. You learn from those mistakes, and that is what you have to leverage to become great. This applies to everything. But the thing is, there are different tools and ways to do it. So in soccer, the way you fail is playing futsal. In football, maybe that's making mistakes from lifting weights and tearing your muscles and letting those fail. Maybe in math, it's just making mistakes and practicing, right? Because all practicing is making mistakes. In playing piano, you learn a song not by playing it perfectly, but by making thousands of mistakes. So these are the tools you use, and this is the tool you use to become a great shooter. So we've already went over the tool to become a great builder. This is how you become a great shooter. And it's not going to be easy, right? You're not going to watch this and become great. If anyone tells you this is how you become great, you do it. Just follow this trick. All you do is aim. All you do is this. It's simple. No, they're lying to you, all right? That's clickbait. The only way to become great at something, anything, is to use the right tools, to train, to fail, and then to improve on that failure. It's called Aim Hero, and this allows you to practice quick aiming, pentakill aiming at 5 people, sniper aiming, reaction aiming, tracking aiming, pretty much every type of aiming you could ever run into in a very pinpointed way, similar to how you're going to do a curl to work on your bicep. You're not going to do a curl to work on your back, right? So you're going to do a sniper training for your snipes. You're going to do tracking training for your tracks. They're very different. You're not going to ever do it exactly like that in a game. But if you do this, you're going to be better, right? You're going to improve. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to learn. So I think you guys are starting to understand what it takes to become good at pretty much anything in life. But specifically, this applies to Fortnite, at least with this tool. And so what I want you guys to do at the end of every one of these, I'm giving you a challenge, a homework, a lesson. This is $5 on Steam. If you can't afford that, there's another free one out there you can get that a lot of pros use, and it's called, I'm looking at it, Aimtastic. I haven't used it, but I've heard it's great. I use Aim Hero because I like it. Just picked it up and it's amazing. Your homework for the week to improve, and this isn't really for the week, this is pretty much consistently, is if you want to play Fortnite, I would recommend getting into this and aiming at least 30 minutes before every game. Did you know the pros actually warm up about an hour before every game with something like this? If you remember League of Legends, Faker, one of the arguably the greatest player of all time, had a program similar to this where he practices mouse movements and his precise angles and clicks, and that's how they become great. They force practice in. And then you can do it where if you're doing this for 30 minutes, that's the equivalent of, say, 200 different games, right? 30 minutes of this, 200 games. Do the math in your head. If you want to save time, become great, this is what it takes. And there's really no other way to do it. I don't care who you are, you have to do something similar to this. You could go down the route of playing thousands and thousands and thousands of games. That will work. But do you really want to if you could do this for a couple hours a week and that's the same thing? I think the answer is pretty simple to most of us, I hope. Guys, I hope you enjoy this. Part 4 coming out tomorrow. Spread the love. Have an awesome day. Share this with your squads, and be sure to check out the rest of the series if you haven't.